Hi, I'm Alex Archibald. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity. Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. I'm excited because I bought a big box right here, and it's presumably a lot of jewelry in there. And I'm kind of excited because it's always fun to go through a box where there's jewelry or maybe some treasures, actual treasures. I paid a big amount for this one. It's $1,000 Canadian, that's like 750 bucks US. So let's hope this pays off. Let's hope it's worthwhile. Let's get going and see what's in the box. Let's go. Okay, I've been looking forward to going through this for a while. Bought this a couple days ago and I've had other stuff to sort through. And I guess the best way for us to do this is to kind of go bag by bag or bin by bin. There's just so much stuff in here. I flipped the lid on it and I just basically said, yeah, sure, because it is so full. And I know that once you separate these items out individually, I'll have, I'm sure, no issue getting my money back, but I really don't know what's in here. So yeah, let's grab this bag out first. I'm gonna give myself a little space to work here. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna dump this right out onto the table. Okay. Well, we got a Canadian military belt buckle. Not sure the age of that, but it's cool. It's got the anchor, so that's probably a Navy piece. Put that up there, get it out of the way. What's in the old raspberry drop tin? We have, looks like some cufflinks. Oh, maybe Shriners. That's got the Shriners logo on it. Yeah, these are Shriners cufflinks, antique ones. Kind of cool for guys that collect the stuff like that. We got a big bag of buttons, all Canadian military buttons. Probably still Navy. Probably went with that belt. We'll put that together off to the side. And I got a little assortment going on up there of military stuff. Now I do have a ways to go before I get all my money back. Oh, this must be some of the military stuff in general, because this is for, this is like a sailor's knife, and this is for ropes. So when you're knotting ropes or unknotting ropes on a ship, you use this spiky end here to really get in there and work the ropes. So this would have been attached to you. Sometimes they're wooden and they're meant to float, so if you drop it, it actually stays on top of the water. But this is a sailor's knife, probably wartime era. And we've got, oh, some rings and some cufflinks in here. Get the bag out of the way. Let's see, what do we have? We got a tie clip with a, oh, it's a scuba mask. You see that? It's a scuba diver's mask tie clip. That's neat. Another military. We've got a ring. Don't see it. Oh, maybe it is stamped on the inside. Sterling silver. We've got a ring, more cufflinks. And Canadian lapel pin from a uniform. So I'll get this stuff all in its proper spots. Look at this, kind of cute. It's a little cap gun keychain. Still works. Probably from like the 1950s. Cute little thing. This looks like it's maybe shipwreck stuff. Like old hand-forged iron spikes that look like they're decking spikes. And they must have been, he must have been, with the scuba diving tie clip and the Navy stuff, I'm guessing he dove a shipwreck at one point. And look, here's some antique lead shot from a musket. There's a whole bunch of it in there, in this bag. So a little bit of shipwreck stuff. Nails and spikes and lead shot, that's pretty cool. No clue what this thing is. Looks like it's purpose built, it's a spike. I don't know if you're meant to hammer on that end or what you do with this, but anybody watching at home know what that is? Because I've never seen one before. Oh, what does it say on it? Made in USA. Probably some, guessing there's a lot of Navy sort of stuff. Maybe it's to do with rope. Kind of like the knife that we had. I'll put it with the sailor stuff for now. Let's see, we've got a pen from where? Just from a lumber store. From the 50s, got a little leather wallet. And it's dated 1960, a little calendar in there. Nothing in it anymore. So that's like a big billfold. That's just a quill pen, not a super fancy one. We got a ring. Got a nice little ring with the blue stone. Maybe like an aquamarine or something. Now there's a lot to go through. This is just one plastic bag. It's the other bag's full of jewelry that I'm mostly interested in. Gosh, this Western Airlines, your junior stewardess wings. Look at that. A Western stewardess wears her wings with pride, and a junior stewardess, you too may wear these wings, Western Airlines. It's kind of cool. 1950s. This looks like a little case with a stone lid. What do we have here? A little Hawaii, maybe a little matchstick holder. Oh yeah, look, property of Royal Canadian Navy. So definitely some old Navy artifacts and things that they probably found scuba diving. Put that together. Must have been stationed in Hawaii at some point. Okay, let's get one of these bins opened up. That's what kind of got me excited, was all the antique stuff in these plastic bins. And I thought, okay, well, look at how many pocket watches and things are in here already. We've got this beautiful side winding enameled pocket watch. Give it a bit of a wind. Lovely dial on that. Silver case. This hand wind mechanism came into play later on, like, probably like 1905 or 1896 or later, I think. If it was a real old watch, it would be key wound on the back. But look at the nice detail on this thing. Let's see if I can figure out who made it. Pop the back open. There should be one more release to get this dust cover open. Sometimes you gotta push in. I might need to get a little knife out to get that open up. There we go. Well, that's a nice Waltham. 15 jewels. You can actually date these watches based on the serial number there too, but I'm gonna say this is probably from somewhere around 1900 to 1915, somewhere in that kind of range based on that enamel dial. Really pretty and cool watch. So one really neat thing. And there's so many more. Look at this tiny little itsy bitsy silver knife. I don't know why you would need, was it a salesman sample, novelty? It's actually silver. Oops, I better hold that closer to the camera so you guys can see. It's just an itsy bitsy little tiny dagger. And it's got this beautiful little sheath stamped on the back. That's an actual little wooden handle too. We've got antique rings in here. Silver with this deep black stone, maybe like an onyx or something. And is this for knitting needles? What do you put in there? Definitely held something. It's silver over top of a glass vial. Maybe like a perfume, maybe a little dab of perfume. Looks like it's meant to be carried on a chain. Some of you watching at home will have a better idea. There's just a silver locket with this big long chain attached to it, which actually looks like a almost a pocket watch chain strung through. Yeah, that's what that is. That's the chain that this one had on it. This is the sort of locket that you'd keep like hair or something in. Nothing in it, but it is silver and it's got a mirror. Oh, so it probably maybe had a little, maybe it was a little compact or something. Just love going through little bins like this, these antique wire glasses. There's another pair there. It's quite early. This is the type that just clips onto your nose. You don't actually have arms that come off. It just sits on your nose with the spring. Probably be super annoying every time you sneeze, it would go flying off. Another silver locket. This is for putting a scent in. I guess the hygiene wasn't the greatest back in the old days, and some of the streets were pretty stinky, so sometimes you'd have a little bottle like this that you'd wear around your neck. And when you got to a really stinky part of town, you'd hold it up to your nose and you wouldn't smell. Because people used to just chuck their garbage, they'd go to the bathroom and dump the chamber pot out at the street. So not the pleasantest of aromas back in the old days. But in this case, it's a nice red glass, nice silver filigree outside. Tons of old ladies' watches. Just looking at this, look at, they're all strung together like a, that's kind of cool actually. Somebody made a bracelet out of vintage ladies' watches. And it would attach like this. You could just wear it, oops. You just wear that as a bracelet. I don't think I've seen somebody do that before. I wonder if these watches even still work. But that's a cocktail watch bracelet. Kind of neat. Upcycled. There's a silver, almost looks like roses. Another bracelet. That's definitely sterling. There's so much. Oh look, there's another. This one is the same kind of idea. Somebody was obviously creative. They took these little watches, strung them together, and then this one has keys on it. But some of those are decent watches. Oop, I'm holding them over here. Some of these watches are actually reasonably good. I wonder if they still work. Yeah, still winding anyway. Something different to do with some watches. We got a couple bracelets like that. Let's see, the ring, we've got another, oh, that's a pendant on this big long necklace with lots of little kind of pearls in between. Does it have a picture? Oops, see if it has a picture in it. It does. Silver, oh, it's got a, it's a tooth with a silver pendant attached to it. It's a big tooth. It's like out of a big cat. Look, this is all antique cameos. There's another one there. And we've got a little pendant brooch. Silver bracelet. Haven't stumbled across much of gold yet. Well, actually I say that, but that actually looks like it might be gold right there. Another little keepsake charm bracelet. pins. So lots of neat stuff in this. Another watch, I think. Or pendant. Looks like it was a watch. Maybe it's doesn't have the guts anymore. Oh. No, it's just made to look like a watch case, but it's just a pendant. Still kind of neat though. Well, that was a neat little bin. Okay, I'm taking you guys with me to look in the box right now. There's another plastic bin full of stuff. More antique silver hallmarked pendants. We got jewelry. We've got this big, very Art Nouveau, Art Deco-y looking silver keepsake pendant. I wonder if that folds out into a fan or something. Definitely has paper in there. Let's see what this does. Oh, maybe it's for writing on. Oh, who knows? Yeah, it might just be for putting notes on. By the way, it's a cool thing. More pendants, more jewelry, more necklaces, antique silver cross. 1909 it's dated. More cameos. Antique coin that's been put on there. Oh, that's just a decoration. So much jewelry. But whoever wore this jewelry, I think what they did is they took antique items and they kind of got artsy with it. There's another antique watch. It's got two like hunting dogs on one side and maybe a fox or something and a bird, maybe like a hunting theme. Hopefully the watch is still in there. Let's find out. Not only is the watch in there, but I wound it up and it's actually working. Beautiful piece. That definitely needs a good polish. That silver is turned quite black. Really, really cool. It's got this beautiful big chain attached to it, heavy silver chain. And at the end of the pocket watch, look, this person was obviously into hunting. You've got like an elk or something and it's been tied up after they've shot it. So it's a hunting watch. And they actually call this type of case a hunter's style case, so that you wouldn't damage your crystal. You could go running around and that cover would protect it. Beautiful piece. Really, really neat piece that is. So far, that's one of my favorites that came out of here. There's another little watch at the bottom here too. Lots of pocket watches in the mix here. It's just fun little stuff, you know, these antique little silver bits and bobs attached to necklaces that they've kind of got created. That probably was more of a pendant originally. Little containers, just all sorts of fun stuff. Another cross. Brooch, or pendant, I should say. Okay. Set that off to the side. At the bottom, we've got all these little boxes and things. And you think, you hope maybe, that the good stuff is wrapped up. I say that, and I'm really in love with that pocket watch. That's a cool piece. Let's see what was in here. Bracelet that says, what's it say? Sparrow. It says Sparrow on it. Another little bracelet, silver. This whole bag is full of wrapped jewelry. Yep, there we go. That one's gold. That is a, that would go in the end of a pocket watch. Pocket watch chains. What else we got? More bracelets with stones, turquoise and silver. A lot of this is like quite antique. It's got like a little apothecary bottle attached to it. Everything in here I think is neat or cool, as I wouldn't have paid so much for it. But like, you know, at probably $200 to $300 per old pocket watch, like you can see how you get your money back pretty quickly out of this. Oh, that's cool. It's got like a, it's a necklace, and the pendant is like this metal fox or wolf. Gosh. I feel like somebody took a bunch of antique jewelry and made their own stuff out of it. They didn't damage it. They just, you know, attached it differently. There's another fancy pocket watch piece. There's another bracelet and another bracelet. And sort of a charm bracelet or necklace. Charm bracelet. More bracelets, more. Oh, look, that one has like a little tiny teapot that you put, I think you put your tea in that little teapot. Nobby Craft. They were wearing that as a pendant on a necklace, but that's a, that's for putting your tea in. That's cute. I've not seen one of those. Like, you got to pay close attention to all these little things that are on here because they might have significance and they just thought it was neat and hung it off of a necklace. Antique silver bracelet with elephants on it, probably from like Siam or something. Or Burmese. There's so much more to go through. Like, this whole bin is full of nothing but stuff. What is that? A red light attached to a clamp. Attached to what? Little lighters? Okay. Oh, there's a, looks like some rings in here. And a cameo. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. Move this out of the way. We've got silver bracelets, tiny little change purse with no change in it. Pendants. Ooh, what's in the fancy little bag? Pendant. Oh, an antique Scottish brooch. Antique rings. Cameo. But this one is a pendant, like a locket. Another Scottish brooch. Certification, mixed keys, 1927 to 36. Oh, typewriter, antique typewriter. Oh, that's cool. Antique typewriter keys turned into a bracelet. It's kind of neat stuff. Well, there's a little gold ring. It's probably one of the first gold rings I found. With a crown on it and a little jewel, like a little ruby. A little keepsake locket with something in it, maybe hair. Oh, there's another little gold ring. And I thought I saw, oh yeah, there's an antique cameo in that little baggie. Another brooch. So much jewelry, so much stuff already. You know, it kind of occurs to me that, yeah, somebody was being creative and made a bunch of jewelry out of, you know, typewriter keys and watches and stuff. These are actually, this bracelet is 2 spoon handle ends. They've cut and turned into a sterling silver bracelet. So they've taken 2 antique spoons. I appreciate that. I get that. Oh, there's another gold ring. It looks like a belt buckle. Put that with the other gold. Going through all these little bags, it's so much fun to discover what somebody else thought was cool, why they kept things. There's a little Scrimshaw money clip. And it's got the paperwork in there. Postage stamp holder, an antique lighter. This is another one of those, like a jaguar tooth or something that they've turned into sort of like a necklace, and it has a tiny little pocket watch at the end of it. And a gold nugget? I think that's what that is. Doesn't look super great on there, but I think that's a gold nugget right there. Little knife, Pacific Handy Cutter, California. Just all sorts of little neat things in every bag. But there's still so much more in this box. You know, I've barely tapped the surface. That is, I think, just a box. But it's probably held something cool originally. Empty now. There's more bracelets. Whole baggie of bracelets in there. And a little metal case. It says, oh, maker to the king, John Mitchell, Birmingham, England. Pen maker. Oh, it's a pen tip case for a cool pen. It was a big deal to say that they made stuff for the king if they had. So they would definitely advertise that. Oh, there's a big ring. Paris Jewelers. It's got the Canadian maple leaf on it. That's a chunky ring. And what does it say? We will remember them. So this was probably something they picked up to remember their service in the military. More little boxes. Itsy bitsy little novelty cutlery set, like a carvery set. Or no, actually, I'm wrong. That's for taking care of your nails, your cuticles, cleaning your nails. These little scissors would be what you use instead of clippers. So that's a nail care kit, antique one. Tiny little carvery set. What was I thinking? More watches. Curious to know what made it into the jewelry boxes. A heart-shaped pendant with little rubies on it, maybe. From an actual jewelry store. The Bradford Exchange. Okay, well, hard to say whether that's going to be real or not. Sometimes they are. It's cool. What else we got going on in here? Little jewelry box with a bow on it. Is there anything in it anymore? Oh yeah. Some sort of, oh, this would have been a pencil. Would have had it still does have, I think, a piece of lead in there that pops out. That's an antique, sort of little portable pencil. Oh my gosh, there's just so much stuff. Oh, this little cameo. Put that on its own in this tiny little box. Antique cameo pendant. Let's see, how does that one open? Oh, it's hinged the other way. Oh, or was it, is it locked? Oh, there we go. Another little necklace in there, silver. Lots of Scottish stuff in the mix here. Yeah, I'm gonna go through these things. That's a fancy little case, no ring in it. But it could be one of the rings that's sitting loose in here. You can almost pick a ring and stick it in there. Sometimes you have to check the underneath the padding, because sometimes people take it out and then that's where they put their stuff, like underneath, which I'll do later. Watch box. Got a little jewelry box with a little brooch. Alaska black diamond. Well, somebody will think that's cool. Lots of little jewelry boxes in here. That one, is it empty? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta lift that out. But that's okay. Some of the stuff that's loose I'll be able to put in these boxes. Keep doing a little digging in here. Oh, there's a stack of money. Foreign money. Banco de Mexico. Lots of pins, badges, sweetheart pins from the military. Okay, that goes in my military pile, which is over there. Just rooting around. Oh, look. It's all kinds of very official looking, maybe police badges? What does that say? Officer Vice Squad in charge of Vice. Another tooth, 3-leaf clover, a tiny little pistol, and it's a cuffling, but it looks like it might actually fire something. It's got a hollow barrel. I'll put that over there. A spoon. What is that? Lucky hour, bunting. Looks like a dreidel sort of thing almost. I think you'd spin it. "150 years of cult craftsmanship." A little keychain. Kids Deputy Sheriff badge. Number 13 badge. Cult Collectors Association. Alberta Chauffeur, 1948. Another Colt, it's a little tool, screwdriver tool, Colt pistols and revolvers. Oh, there's the other pistol cuffling. I got a matching set of them. What's this? Life member, National Rifle Association of America. I didn't come across any actual pistols and stuff in here. That would have been cool. Carlo Delacroix. Odd little medals and stuff. Another little miniature pistol. Look, yeah, look, it has a breech barrel. Like, would you put something in there? Do these things actually fire? Put it up there with that one. Lots of neat little pins and stuff. Saskatchewan Legion. Another 3-leaf clover, Special Police. Tiny little pocket knife, look at that. Oh, it's a pin. It's a little pocket knife pin. Okay, little nice box here. Oh, look, it's a tiny little sword. And it's made by Wilkinson Sword as well, which they actually make swords. What does it say? Claymore basket hilt sword. Large double-edged broadsword used by Scottish Highlanders. Claymore is Gaelic for great sword. So it's a tiny little scaled miniature of a Gaelic sword made by Wilkinson Sword. That's so cool. It's actually got some weight to it. Like it's actually kind of heavy. It's got all the markings on the sword from the Wilkinson Company. Nice little silver hilt. Wow, that's cool. That's a neat piece. There is such a pile of stuff, and I've decided to lay some of it out, but every little bin you gotta go through because there'll be like a little hammer, some old Camel Turkish cigarettes, and then you got this little silver scented bottle, probably from like the 17 or 1800s, like just real bona fide antiques mixed in. And all these cool antique Scottish brooches and stuff. I think there's shillelaghs, there's pistols with stones, there's tiny little sword brooches. Going through this bag was a lot of fun, plus more pocket watches, a little gold keepsake pendant, and it looks like a watch. I thought, oh, this is a tiny little watch. But you push it to open it up, and it actually still has the pictures in there. Again, probably from like the 1800s. Really, really neat piece. This was also interesting. It's a whole bunch of old silver dimes that have been turned into this bracelet, probably many, many years ago. They all date from the early 1900s. And there's still just so much more to go through, like bags like this that I haven't even looked at yet. This is an absolute massive pile of antique jewelry, treasures, pocket watches. There's a nice Jules Jurgensen dive watch in here too. I think there will be no issue getting my money back out of all this stuff. I don't know, what do you guys think? Did I pay too much? I mean, there were some gold rings, gold pendants. There was the funky little, I thought these were neat, the little functioning working pistol cufflinks. Just so many neat things in this one box, and sometimes smalls can be really cool. So lots for me to sort, lots for me to do, but it was an awful lot of fun going through this. So I hope you liked going through all this stuff with me on today's episode, from Scottish thistle brooches to old watches, jewelry, and everything in between. Some of it going back to the 1800s or possibly even earlier. It was an interesting box of stuff, and just love going through things like this. And this person was pretty creative. You know, the typewriter key bracelets, turning old watches into bracelets. I wouldn't have thought of doing that, but they did. So some fun things to discover. But as for me right now, I've got to go through and individually sort every little thing that could be sold on its own for a big auction sale that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be doing this probably for the entire rest of the day, possibly the day after that too. It's lots of work to go through, a bunch of small stuff, but hopefully the payoff is worthwhile. Thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll see y'all soon. And as always, bye for now. Oh, and subscribe. You should do that too. Bye, guys.